Hey, what's up everybody? Cameron Brown here with Brownie Drum Company, and today I'm going to highlight some special features of my infamous Brownie Nesting Club kits. These kits are definitely the coolest thing that I build. They're definitely the funnest thing that I build, and they are a game changer for any gigging drummer. They are designed to be compact, super lightweight, but most importantly, these are professional level sounding drums. They sound incredible, and I build them in a way to preserve all the beautiful tonal qualities that you expect when you put your kit live on stage. I've even had clients tell me that my nesting drums sound better than any kit they've ever played.
These drums, come here. I played a lot of drums here. These are the best sounding drums at the show.
Today, I'm going to be highlighting some features of my oil and wax finish nesting kits. This is the most affordable option of my nesting kit finishes. And so let's take a look. All right, so here's the beautiful oil and wax finishes. This is natural birch here with no color. You can see how organic the finishes are, and all the wood grain is definitely visible. This shell here is a maple shell, and the client wanted a golden brown dye. So I do offer a whole array of dye colors if you want to add a little color to your shells. And this is a stark difference between my metal flake with epoxy finishes, which are very involved and a much different process. But I offer this and high gloss polyurethane finishes. But if you're not into those, then the basic oil and wax finishes are gorgeous and may be right up your alley. All Brownie nesting drums are made to order and with the highest level of craftsmanship. I use all Nordic drum shells, which are fantastic drum shells of very high quality tonal woods. And once I receive the shells, I follow a method and formula I've developed over a long period of time, and I actually EQ each shell with the re-ring install. So it is a method I've developed over the years, and I am meticulously EQing the shell to give you a beautiful blend of mids, highs, and lows so that the final result is an outstanding sounding drum kit. And of course, all of my drums come with perfectly contoured bearing edges. The bearing edges are one of the most important parts of your drum kit, and you can guarantee that my edges will make tuning easier and your drum will stay in tune longer and optimize all of its beautiful characteristics. During the nesting process, each shell is cut with surgical precision. I mean, these edges are absolutely perfect. I also install pin Elcom latches. These are what hold the two shell halves together, and these latches are amazing. They do not rattle. They're super strong and durable, and they will give you the security and peace of mind you need, since we are dealing with a shell cut in two. Latching a shell together is a very simple process, and in this case what I'll do is find the outer seam of the shell, and once I find the outer seam of the other section, I simply line them up and put the two halves together. I'll check and make sure the alignment is perfect, and then engage all the latches. So one really cool feature of each Brownie nesting kit are these protective inserts, and these are cut specifically for each drum set depending on their depths and the drum sizes, and I'll show you how these work. So when I'm putting my rack tom, say, inside of my floor tom, I'll first insert this protective cushion. Okay, I'll make sure it's out all the way at the bottom. Next, I'll carefully nest my rack tom without hitting this edge here. And last, I'll put on the top section and simply line up the outer seam. Now, you'll notice here that we have a slight gap, and this is done on purpose to create a little bit of compression on the rack tom. So what I'll do, ensuring that my seam is lined up, I'm going to add just a small amount of pressure to the top and engage this latch. Then I'll turn to the opposite latch, add a little pressure and engage the latch, and then do the remaining two. And what this does is, once again, puts a little bit of pressure on that rack tom, and that small amount of pressure prevents that tom from sliding around whatsoever. So as you see, turning this shell, you hear no rack tom moving around. And once you're ready to nest your kit, put it in a case and toss it in your car, you can ensure that the drums are not clamoring around inside of one another and causing any damage. Each Brownie nesting kit comes with a protection racket case, and these cases are awesome. It's a soft case with a fleece interior. They have a great warranty, great zippers, and especially what I like is there are extra handles on the face of each side of the case, and it makes it really convenient to pick this up. Another nice feature that's standard on every Brownie drum kit are these really cool pearl floor tom leg feet, and they have an open cavity that really does open up the floor tom quite a bit. You do get more resonance and sustain, and until I tested these out, I was a little skeptical, but they actually do make quite a difference. So these are really cool. All Brownie drum kits come standard with the best heads on the market, Evans drum heads. One beautiful advantage of choosing Brownie Drum Company are the custom options. I don't have nesting kits built sitting on a shelf ready to ship. So obviously there is a little bit of a wait time, but the reason I do this is that I want to provide as much customization as possible. And this goes for the finish type, color, drum sizes, little features here and there. You just eliminate all of that when you have a bunch of kits built on the shelf. A wonderful example of the custom options available are seen with this kit here. Brownie nesting drums come standard with 100% birch drum shells, but this client requested maple and gum shells. He also requested stick saver hoops for the batter side on the toms. Additionally, this white marine pearl inlay strip for the bass drum hoops. He also requested Evans calf tone heads for the resonant and batter sides. Also, this kit will be primarily used for jazz, so I cut and formed the bearing edges specifically to complement jazz playing. Thanks for watching. Hopefully this video was somewhat entertaining, but especially useful for those of you in the market for a nesting drum kit. You can find out more information by visiting browniedrums.com, and I have photos, videos, sound clips of my nesting kits, custom drums, snare drums. If you have any specific questions, please send me an email and I'd be happy to answer those for you. And last but not least, don't forget to treat yourself with a brownie. You deserve it.